So let's take a quick minute to hear from another one of our sponsors. So Ana Luisa is the first direct-to-consumer jewelry brand to become carbon neutral. That means that for all the CO2 they produce during the creation of their jewelry and running their business and the shipping of their order, it all has to be counterbalanced with the same amount of oxygen. They've been offsetting carbon emissions since January 2020 and are now completely carbon neutral, which we think is pretty cool. They have a summer sale going on right now for 20% off Ana Luisa jewelry pieces. ANALUISA. It's dainty, chic, everyday, timeless jewelry. It's affordable, it's great quality, long lasting, and versatile. And we absolutely recommend checking out Ana Luisa. So just go to shop.analuisa.com/aftertheisland. We love them. Their pieces start at just $39 and you can get 20% off with their summer sale right now. Hashtag Ana Luisa NY ANALUISA. If you're looking for therapy, why not try BetterHelp? BetterHelp is professional counseling done securely online. With BetterHelp, you can start communicating with your own licensed therapist in under 48 hours through phone or video, whatever works for you. I've done therapy over the phone and through video, and it's just as great as it is in person. Just visit betterhelp.com/aftertheisland. That's better, HELP, to join the over 1 million people who have used BetterHelp. And you can get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/aftertheisland. That's 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/aftertheisland.
Hey everybody, welcome back to After the Island. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth.
I'm Alex.
And we have Isabel with us today.
Hi everyone.
Hey.
Super excited to be here.
We're excited to have you.
I've been waiting. I'm so excited to talk to you guys and just kind of break down everything that happened and tell you guys what went on that wasn't aired. So
yes, we are so curious about your experience in Casa, because obviously you were one of the main characters and we need to know everything that went down with you and Korey. So can you first break down your relationship with him?
Yeah, so from because I got to watch some of the episodes before going in, and from the first episode I was I want Korey. I was I can just first of all physically very my type, and then just seeing how open and vulnerable he was to everyone and just really wanted to get to know everyone, that was very attractive to me. So I knew going in, I was I don't care if he's coupled up or if he's single, I'm gonna go for him regardless. And it just happened that he was in a friendship couple going in. So I feel right off the bat a lot of people did question my intentions, because a lot of people saw him as oh, a free pass into the villa. But I knew from episode 1 that he's the guy I wanted to pursue the most. And going into the villa, we didn't know that Giovanni and Wes had been voted off the night before. So we were those are my other two people I was interested in. So obviously when we got in, they weren't there. So I was okay, then Korey is my top choice. I'm gonna get to know him. And that's just kind of how it started. Our first conversation, I told him, I was I feel this man has had such a hard time in here. He hasn't had anyone who is all for him. So I pulled him for a chat right away. And I was I just want to put it out there. I am really interested in you, and I have been. I feel you've had a hard time and all these girls have underestimated you. I really don't know how you're not coupled up with someone right now. And I just wanted to put it out there because I did feel he was having such a hard time in there. And I was well, I'm sent in to change that. But obviously at the end, it didn't work that way. But that was my thought process going in.
Just to fast forward, were you shocked when he didn't pick you, or were you aware that he was going to pick Leslie?
No, me and all the girls were shocked. Even Leslie, because she got out of the villa a few days ago, and she was I was so shocked he didn't pick you. So yeah, we were all completely blindsided. My conversation with him earlier, he was telling me it is a tough decision, and I did tell him, because he said he was interested in me, Leslie, and Jenny, and I was Leslie and Jenny are some of my best friends in this villa. If you pick them, no hard feelings. They're amazing women, and they deserve to have a true genuine connection. And I was I do really like you, but if it's not me and you feel a better connection with someone else, I would just want you to be happy. So I want you to go for that. that didn't air, that part of the conversation, but we had slept in the same bed the night before, and we got into like a really deep talk. And that next morning, he was telling all the like girls when he would have conversations with them. I saw like a whole nother side of Isabel. She was being really vulnerable, and it's like really like changing my mind. So he kind of like and he told me that too. So he kind of like put that hope in my head that morning. I still knew, like, I wasn't 100% like sure, like, oh, he's going to pick me. It was still, I knew it was still up in the air. But he kind of did get my hopes up. So I feel like we were all just blindsided when that happened because Leslie was so much more interested in Cinco. We just didn't really think it was gonna go that way.
So when you guys got to the recoupling, like you just had no idea.
No idea. I was so nervous. You could tell too. And yeah, that conversation I had with him earlier, I told him, I was like, I just want you to be happy. I just want you to be completely honest with me. Don't sugarcoat anything because you want to hurt, like, you don't want to hurt my feelings. I just don't want to be blindsided at this recoupling. And he was like, I actually don't know. And I truly think he didn't know. I think he had feelings for me and Leslie, and it just came down to like in the moment who he was going to choose. But yeah, I was definitely super blindsided, and I was like trying to hold back tears. I was so blindsided, and I usually am not a vulnerable person. And he's like the first guy I've opened up to in a really long time. Like before I went in, I bottled up my feelings. I did not talk about my feelings with anyone. I jumped ship when I started feeling something for someone. So to kind of like put it all out there and then get my heart broken, it did like really hit me up there because we didn't know how the recoupling was gonna go. But I mean, now I'm fine. But in that moment, I was very shocked and just taken aback.
Well, Kay was telling us actually when we talked to her, she was like, "Oh my God, I can't wait for you to talk to Isabel because like you're going to see the real side of her and you're going to like get to know her really well. And also she doesn't open up. So like this was the very first time that she ever opened up. So it was very interesting to learn about that. So it is like, it's so unfortunate, like, because we always go into it thinking that, like, especially in Casa, whoever you had a connection with, you either know if they're going to pick you or not. But to hear that you're blindsided, like, is so upsetting.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, I love Kay. Like, she's my girl. She like has my back the whole time in the villa. She was always the one talking me through everything. And if I was confused about something, she'd be like, "Oh, you want me to like go talk to Korey and like kind of figure out like where his head's at?" And like she was my girl. And especially afterwards when we all had to go back in the hotel and we couldn't have our phones or anything, she was just like talking me all through it. And she was like, I know people were like questioning your intentions because like when we got our phones back, you know, people didn't think that I was being genuine with my feelings towards him. And she was like, I was in there with you, like in the villa. I saw that you were 100% yourself, like you had an emotional breakthrough. Right before the recoupling, all the girls, we were talking and they were all like, Isabel, I'm so proud of you. Like you had an emotional breakthrough. And like that's huge for me. So yeah, love Kay to death. She always has my back, and I love her. She's one of my best friends now.
She
Oh,
was so sweet, and it was so nice for us to hear that, going into talking to you too, because for us, like the first thing we see of you is you coming into Casa and just smudging the lipstick on the mirror, and we're like, "Who is this girl?" We're like, "Oh no, this is our first impression," and it's crazy because the person that like I feel like I'm meeting through the screen is like not that at all, and
Yeah,
it's really
exactly.
nice to hear from you. I also wanted to ask you if you were aware of that one. There's a scene we saw of Korey and Leslie eating cereal at night. Did you know that that was happening, or like were you sleeping? Were you sleeping with Korey in bed that night, or was Leslie with him?
Leslie, that was the second night. So Leslie was like sharing a bed with him. I was up still trying to fall asleep, and they got up, and I just like, I don't know, I didn't really like question it, to be honest. Like Leslie is just the type of person, like she's just so spontaneous. So I like didn't really think anything of it. I had no idea it was like the cereal thing until I saw the episode. Like I had no idea where they went, and I was like, I mean, hey, like you guys go do you. Like I'm just trying to go to bed. I just like could not go to bed that night. Um, but yeah, back to the mirror thing. I was like, I need to address this because that was everyone's first impression of me, and I got crucified on social media for it. I got my phone back, and everyone was like ripping on me. But going in, that was right when we went in. So like adrenaline was like definitely running high. We were just all so excited. We had to like get in the mood, like, okay, Casa girls, like we have to go for these guys. And we went down to their dressing room, and I didn't know that that was Kira's note for Will before Casa Amor, because usually the guys go to the Casa Amor villa and the girls like pack their suitcases and whatever. So that's like, I didn't think like, oh, they're gonna leave stuff for them. And I didn't know what Flaquita meant. I thought it said Florida plus Will, and I was like, Florida, like what? Like was this left? Like was this left on the mirror like before she like left? I have no idea. So I was just like, let's do something crazy, like let's just smudge it. And I feel so bad that like it came off so wrong, because I had no malicious intentions with that. I think Kira is such a sweet girl, and I would never do anything to like mean girl someone. I literally had no idea what it was, and like looking back I was like, that did come off as very insensitive. But I did not mean it like that. I wasn't even going for Will. And I told Will or later that day, I was like, Will, like I have a confession, like I was the one who smudged it, because one of the guys told me like, who smudged like the message from Kira, and I was like, wait, that was Kira's message to like Will before Casa Amor. So I felt really bad. Talked to Will about it, and he just laughed it off, because he got to know my personality and he knows that I would never do anything with malicious intent. And I was just like trying to have fun. So he wasn't like holding that over me. So that's the whole mirror thing. I was like, I need to address this, because that was like that first episode. That's all people talked about. I like went on Twitter and I got my phone back, and it was just Isabel smudging the mirror, like fuck her. And I was like, no, of course it's my first impression. I didn't even think about that. So that's the whole mirror situation.
I thought it was cute you went and talked to Will about it, but yeah, we definitely had a feeling that it wasn't malicious, and that maybe it was just like, because we see it and we're like, oh, she did that, but then we're like, A, how would she know what Flaquita meant, and then B, even if she
I don't
did,
speak Spanish, so I had no idea. I thought it said Florida, and I was like,
yeah,
Florida plus Will, like what? But yeah, if it would have said like Kira plus Will, I would have been like, ooh, I'm not gonna touch that. Like I didn't know that was his nickname for her. I literally found this all out when I talked to like the guys later, and I like talked to Will. But yeah, Will didn't hold anything against me. He was like, I know, like, we're doing it just like for fun. And I feel like it was aired like that because, you know, Casa girls are kind of meant to be hated, I feel like. So I feel like that just like first impression, just they were like, started off with a bang, like here.
Well, speaking of, so were you aware that you were going to be a Casa girl, or was it a shock to you? Or were you kind of like, oh yeah, okay.
I kind of knew it was coming during my like whole interview process. They did ask me a lot, like, how do you feel about being a Casa girl? Would you want to be an OG or like a Casa girl? And it was just a lot of talk about that. So, and I am also a very direct, like forward person when it comes to what I want, as a lot of people did see on screen. So during my interview, they did see that. And I think that because of that, they were like, oh, she's a perfect fit for Casa. So when they told me, I like wasn't surprised at all. Like I was kind of expecting that right from the beginning. Whereas some of the other girls were like very surprised, but me, I kind of like knew all along. I was like, they're gonna send me in to go like get who I want.
So funny. Also, we see in Casa that you and Cinco went to the same school. Did you realize afterwards you guys have any mutual friends, or is the age gap?
No, we know so many. Like I didn't know he went to Minnesota, so when he said that, I like that was the first time I found out. And we were talking later about who we know, and we know everyone because he played football, and I'm like best friends with a lot of the football guys, and he only graduated, he's like 4 years older than me. So yeah, we do know the same people. And my like very best friend up here, who was like running my Instagram account while I was gone, is friends with him. And I was like, what are the odds? Like no one comes out of Minnesota. So hearing that was like definitely a shock, but I feel like it really did give us something to like relate on, because everyone else was like, where is Minnesota? Like no one knew where it was.
So funny. Did you by chance ask any of these people what he's like in person? Because of this edit we see of him on Love Island, like have they said anything like, oh, he's just as indecisive in person, or like does he have like girl drama back in Minnesota, or is it like different? I don't know.
My friends, they didn't say anything about like him like relationship wise, But they were like, Isabel, I really thought you were going to go for him. Like, I thought he was going to be your number one choice going in. My friends and my family thought that because he is like very much my type. So yeah, they didn't tell me anything about like his relationships, but I might have to like investigate a little bit because I'm kind of curious. Because in the like while I was in the villa, I did have an attraction to him. They just didn't really show it at all. But him and I were flirting 24/7. Like it was. I only had one conversation with him, and I meant to have another one with him, and that just never happened. And I feel like that's why I stuck with pursuing Korey because I was like, I only have 4 days in here, so I'm gonna pursue the person that I feel like I have that like the strongest emotional connection with. But I was like, if I was in there for a few more days, like towards the end, like my head was kind of turning towards Cinco, because how Korey was acting towards me was like kind of turning me off in a way. So I started like kind of turning towards Cinco, and then we never had like a deep conversation before like the recoupling, and I had that deep conversation with Korey. So I kind of like my head kind of turned back, but there was definitely like an attraction there.
Well, maybe when he's back in Minnesota, you guys can get drinks together.
He doesn't live here anymore. He lives in
bummer.
DC. But I mean, when we were saying our goodbyes after the recoupling, he said something like, I'm gonna have to come to Minnesota or like come back to Minnesota. And I was like, okay, like sure.
You were like, say less.
I want to take a quick moment to thank one of our sponsors, HelloFresh. If you're looking for an incredible meal kit service, look no further than HelloFresh. HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning and grocery trips with less prep, less effort, and minimal cleanup, so you can have a meal ready in just about 30 minutes. Choose from 50 menu and market items each week, from vegetarian meals to craft burgers and extra special gourmet options, all available. This is what the HelloFresh box will look like. It comes directly to your porch, right at your door. It's so easy. You just take it right out of the box and put it right in your fridge. And HelloFresh offers the flexibility you need to easily customize your order on the app within minutes. So just go to HelloFresh.com/AfterTheIsland14 and use code AfterTheIsland14 for up to 14 free meals plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/AfterTheIsland14 and use code AfterTheIsland14 for up to 14 free meals plus free shipping.
We just want to take a quick second to thank our sponsor, Nutrafol. Nutrafol supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting the 5 root causes of thinning: stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, and metabolism. But remember, healthy hair growth takes time. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code AfterTheIsland to save $15 off your first month's subscription. Plus, get free shipping on every order. Go to Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code AfterTheIsland. I need to know, what was Korey doing to turn you off? I have to know.
It's just, so I told him, I was like, obviously get to know everyone. I'm not coming in here like you can only get to know me or else I'm going to be turned off. I was like, get to know everyone. And I told all the girls, get to know him. He's like a super sweet guy. And everyone was like in love with him going in, like obviously, like how could you not? And all I asked from him was reassurance that he was still interested in me. So if he wasn't, I could take my time to pursue someone else if like that door was completely closed. And he never gave me clarity on that. And that really like turned me off, because if I'm going to pursue someone, especially in that short amount of time, I want them to tell me what they're really thinking. And because he was being so vague, it just like really started to turn me off. Whereas like Cinco, yes, a lot of people were like, oh, he's indecisive, like he's a player, but he told us like exactly like what he wanted. Like he was telling us about his situation with Trina and Cash, and that was like very attractive to me, that he like wasn't holding back and was just putting it all out there, even if it did make him look like a player.
Seeing how Leslie was just like out of the villa, did you feel a little kind of like, oh God, well, if it was me, like I would have still been there?
I mean, yeah, I kind of thought that at first, because I feel like Korey did tell me like we needed more time. So I was like, if I was in there, I may have been able to explore it a little more. But all of us girls deserved to be there. So I wasn't like necessarily mad that Leslie was staying and I wasn't. Because she was one of my best friends in there and I did want her to find a connection. So I wouldn't say like I was mad, but I was like, I don't know what would have happened if I would have stayed there? Like, would I have been more interested in Korey? Because when Olivia came back from Casa Amor, he said like he had feelings for her. So I don't know. Like that situation could have gone like either way. So no idea. Guess I'll never know.
Speaking on that, did you ever know that Olivia was like an option, or was that kind of just a random thing that came about?
That was a random thing. I had no idea like she felt that way about him or like he felt that way about her. I know I was like asking him about his situations in the villa and he like never mentioned her once. So when I saw the next episode and he was like, "Oh yeah, I missed her during Casa Amor," I was like, I was so confused. But I feel like I can't, it's really hard for me to like have an opinion on that because I haven't seen them in the villa together. And like since she was coupled up with Giovanni, that's kind of all I saw and what was aired. So I never really saw them interact. So I feel like I can't get a good grasp on how they actually are.
Right. Um, something funny that we noticed about, we talked to all the girls from Casa on Friday, and they were saying how they were all interested in Giovanni, and who else was it? Alyssa?
Wes. It was Wes and Giovanni. And you guys didn't know that they weren't going to be there.
Were you also interested in them?
Yeah, so Korey was definitely still my top pick, but Giovanni was a very, very close second. I love his personality. I love people that are so laid back and are funny and just don't take things too seriously. So I was so excited to like see Giovanni and the guys walk in and obviously they didn't air this, but the first thing the girls said, they didn't even say hi. They go, "Where's Giovanni?"
No way.
We just,
oh my
I
god.
think all the girls just loved his energy. And that's like what we like saw in the episode. So everyone was so excited to meet him. And we just kind of felt like the energy we were bringing was exactly how he was. So we were so sad when he wasn't there, but obviously the rest of the guys are great guys. So we had a lot of fun with them too. And I feel like we definitely like brought out a different side of them.
Was Jeremy actually funny?
Jeremy was so funny. Like from what I had seen going in, I was like, Jeremy, like I was like, I don't know why like all these girls are going for him. Like it feels like he doesn't have a personality. We go in, he was probably the funniest guy in the villa. And I was like, so where did this come from? Like, did we just bring it out of you? Has it been here all along? He was hilarious and he was so nice. He literally made me breakfast sandwiches like all day. Like he was like a chef for me and it was so great. But yeah, he's hilarious and I wish that they would have like showed more. I feel like a lot of the things that were funny that he said weren't suitable for TV, so that's probably why I didn't see it. But he's hilarious. Like I love him.
And my last thing is I want to know if you were interested in any of the Casa guys, like the ones that you didn't get to meet. Like, would you have been interested in any of them?
Yes. So I've had a whole conversation this with like the girls. We met the 4 Casa guys who didn't get picked at the airport. And Cam definitely caught my attention. So I was like, you know what? I don't usually shoot my shot. I'm going to shoot my shot, whatever. I was like, I just got my heart broken on national television. I don't care at this point. Like, so we were like talking in the airport, like we really got along and we've been, talking since we like, left the island. Don't know like where that's going to go. I know all of us Casa people want to like plan a trip together. So we'll see with that. And then when Charlie walked in the recoupling, all our faces were like we were like, that is my type to a T, like what I explained to the producers, like Charlie. So I was like, they had the audacity to put him in a separate villa from me. I was like, but yeah, the Casa guys are obviously very attractive. And I was like, I really wish like we could have met them in the villa, but we met them at the airport, which I mean, I guess that works too, but
you guys are still confined to like a certain perimeter, so you have to get it to know each other no matter what, whether it's an airplane or a villa.
Yeah, so we were on the airplane and we like switched around seats. Like we were like to like the flight attendant, we're like, we're so sorry, but like we like all need to converse. Like, and there were a lot of open seats on the flight. So she was like, okay, I'll see what I can do. We all sat by each other. we were literally talking and being so loud for like 2 hours. The flight attendant yelled at us and was like, "You guys like need to be quiet. Like you were way too loud." And we were like, "Sorry." Like being like
We're
locked up
excited.
in a hotel and then going to the villa and then being locked up again and then being put in front of more attractive men. All we wanted to do was talk to them. And it was like a long flight. So yeah, we got along with them really well. And I feel like we could really relate to the experience because all of us got dumped from the villa. So we were just kind of talking about that. And me and Cam kind of related on our situation because we felt like we really connected with someone and we were confident that they were going to continue that connection with us and they didn't in the end. So we definitely like connected on that.
We love him so much.
He's so funny and like he's a sweetheart and I mean he's obviously like very, very attractive. So I was like, so I literally told him we were there for, I was like, so where were you in my villa? Why weren't you there?
Oh, he's so cute.
He's so cute. So going up, we have like 2 last questions that we always ask. So who were your best friends in the villa? You can do like 2 girls, 2 guys, I would say. And then what's your favorite memory?
Okay, so best friends in the villa, I did get along with all the girls. I felt like I did get along, like in the villa at least, me and Jenny related the most because, well, one, we had the same chaperone, so we like related on that. And 2, right off the bat, we were in similar situations. Like she was coupled up, like she wanted Jeremy, I wanted Korey, we were sleeping in the same beds, like all that type of stuff. So I felt like her and I could relate on that. But then outside of the villa, like when we left, I got so close with Kay and Flo because we all got like dumped together. So I became like best friends with them like next few days because we were stuck in a like hotel. So we were just talking about everything. So I feel like it's really hard for me to choose like 2 girls because I loved all of them. And then guys, I would say Will, like he's such like a flirty person and he doesn't even mean to be and he's so funny. He made me coffees every morning. Um and he also like he would ask my opinion about him and Kira's situation and then he would kind of give me like a little inside scoop on what Korey would be saying. So definitely Will. And then I don't know, I feel like I got pretty close to like Jeremy. We never had like a one-on-one talk, but he would always be cooking for me in the kitchen and I'd be like sitting on the counter and we would just be like goofing around. Um, same with Cinco. I mean, we were just so flirty in there. There was like one night where people were like having chats and it was just like me and him in the kitchen and I think one other person and I was like laying on like the counter of the kitchen and he was doing a little like photo shoot of me. And like it was so funny and we just related so much on Minnesota. So it's so hard. Like I cannot pick like 2 guys and 2 girls because I loved all of them. And when I cried at the recoupling, a lot of it was because I was gonna miss all of them. I was like, I don't want to leave you guys. Like I've had so much fun. So that's like who I was like close with. And then my favorite memory. So me and all the Casa girls, we had this thing we called like shower parties. So we would just randomly be like, shower party. And it was just all us, it would be like a group of us girls in the shower. And it was literally like group therapy. Like we would just talk through everything. We'd be in there for like an hour. And it was just like a whole thing. The guys were like, what is this shower party you guys keep screaming about? And we were like, you don't understand. Like it's literally group therapy in here. So I feel like that was like definitely my favorite memory, which like, of course, your memories like in the showers, which is so random, but you're like far away from all the guys. We can like talk in here.
No, it makes sense too because like no mics, nothing.
That's what
like,
I was
just
thinking.
talk whatever you want without getting caught.
Literally, we were just like we would be in there for hours. We didn't realize the guys were waiting on us to shower, so we would just be chilling in there, like already done, like washing our hair and everything. We'd just be like standing in there with the water running on us, and the guys would like walk in. And like I thought they were like coming to like brush their teeth or something. And they'd be like sitting down on the little bench, and I'd like peek out and be like, "Oh, do you need to use the shower?" And they were like, "Yup." I was like, "Oh, sorry. Okay, shower party's over."
Wait, I do have a question about the showers.
Yeah.
Did you guys just shower like naked? Because we had one shower that like no one could fit in. Did you guys like wear bathing suits? I'm just curious.
In the shower, no. With like the girls, we didn't. We were just all like so comfortable. Like we were just like whatever. I mean, none of us like showered with a guy, so it just. I think the guys had like their own like personal shower in their dressing room, but yeah, all of us girls, we did not care. We were just like shower party. We like had to get ready pretty fast, so we did not take individual showers. We'd be like have like 4 people in the shower at the time, and we would just be literally having a party and like group therapy in there. So
that's
we'd have
amazing.
we'd have like 4 people in line. Like Yaman would be like yelling at me to get out, and I'd be like, I needed to do like body wash still, and he'd be like, get out of the shower.
Elizabeth's like, I need the deep condition. I'm like, bitch, I haven't showered in 4 months.
You're like, my hair mask is setting, okay? Like, calm down. No, the guys never yelled at us for the showers, but they would be like patiently waiting, but they would never speak up. And then we kind of got the hint, and we were like, oh, okay, we've been in here for like an hour. We should probably get out. And they would take like 2 minute, like fast showers. And I was like, I should just like let them get in first. Like, I feel so bad.
You're like, shower party is over.
No, literally, like it was. I really wish they would have like aired us. Like we would be just like in a group, and like one of us girls would be like shower party, and we would all just like run to the showers and be like, bye guys.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, for listening, and thank you, Isabel, for taking the time to come on here. We really, really enjoyed talking with you. We think you're great. You're amazing. You are such a sweetheart. And I can't wait for everyone to listen to this video and get to know you better. We'll link Isabel's social down below so you guys can go follow her, and make sure to subscribe to After the Island and keep up with all of our latest interviews and recaps.
Woo, thank you so much. Yeah, we love you.
Talking to you guys. I could literally talk for hours and hours. So there's a time limit. I'm like, shoot, I have so much more stuff. But
you guys will DM you.
It was really nice meeting you guys.
We love that. It was so nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye,
guys.